Hey guys, it's Chris with Killer Arcade Games, and today I'm going to be doing another Gameplay Mondays for you, and we're going to be playing Rush 2049 Special Edition. The Special Edition adds tracks to the game, adds new cars, and probably some other stuff I don't really know about. I never really cared much for Rush 2049, but once I've been able to start playing this a little bit more, I've been really enjoying it. Now, what the heck am I playing this on? If you saw the thumbnail, you might think I'm playing the arcade. I wish I was. I'm not playing the arcade, unfortunately. I am playing it on MAME on a Star Wars arcade 1-up cabinet. Yeah, I know that sounds nuts, but this thing works really well as a yoke. Or, I'm sorry, this thing works really well as a steering wheel. The yoke works well as a steering wheel. So I thought I'd just do all the tracks. We'll run through it and have some fun. Let me point out one thing too. If you do have one of these cabinets at home and you're putting a lot of racing games on it, which this cabinet doubles as a racing cabinet for games that I just don't have the arcade of, which at this moment, the only racing arcade I do have is a Hydro Thunder cabinet. But anyway, this helps a lot. These more, well, where is it? There it is. This helps a lot. These more modern games let you put a pin in, which would save your game, save your progress, and all that. And that's what I'm doing here. Let me go ahead and do that right now. There we go. I think, unfortunately, I may have to do this every time I play. I need to check the settings. So I guess I'll just start from 1 and move on. A lot of new cars here. There's probably some hidden stuff I don't even know about. I'm going to try this one. I usually stick to this car, but I think I'm going to try this one out. Hopefully it's not too loud. We'll see. It's pretty loud. The car is extra loud too. Let's see if I can turn it down. So this cabinet's normally not seen on the channel much because it's always downstairs. This is the cabinet that is technically my wife's cabinet. She's a huge Star Wars fan. But we eventually decided to mod the cabinet to get more games in it, a couple more Star Wars games included. And this one just, oh, come on, he's messing up my speed here. Uh-oh. Ah! I should have just hit the train probably at that point. Anyway, this is the one that doesn't get seen much, but we actually brought it up here tonight because she's busy downstairs on a call with friends. She's doing like a face meeting, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. Not FaceTime, but whatever. A Zoom meeting with her friends from around the world, her other Star Wars buddies. And I figured we'll bring this thing up here for the night and I will play the heck out of it. I'm going to try to record at least 2 Gameplay Monday videos off of it. The only problem with doing a bunch of these at once is my voice starts going bad, and eventually I'm probably going to run out of stuff to say, but I'm sure some of you guys find that hard to believe. One thing I have done with this game, by the way, woo, not used to the handling of this car, that's for sure. So one thing I have done is, oh no, I forgot where I was even going with that. What was I going to say there? Jeez, it's one of those days. Anyway, I'm sure it'll come back to me. Oh, I know what it was. So the races on here are all set to 2 laps only because normally I'm just standing up. I really wanted to hit that ramp. Normally I'm just standing up. This is kind of like in our living room area, and I just play, and eventually my feet get tired of standing there forever. And I do have a stool, but you know, sometimes I want to do a quick race. I don't want to be standing there for 10 minutes or sitting there for 10 minutes. So I cut these down to 2 laps apiece, which is good. Or good enough for me. Let me see, can I hit this? Nope, totally missed it. I don't know what it, I kind of know what it was. I didn't like this game initially because there was something weird with the monitor. When you sit down, it feels like it's too big for the cabinet. It feels like it's too close to my face. So when I was younger, I would get like headaches playing it, and I don't know what happened, but I guess it's not really an issue with this smaller monitor here. For once, Arcade 1-Up comes through on that. Yeah, I gotta keep entering my initials, or my number. I guess we're gonna have to, I'm sure there's a setting somewhere I need to check the arcade settings, but anyway. So it kind of bothered me, and I just didn't play it much. It also came out in a time when arcades were dying, and I wasn't going to arcades nearly as much myself. So I missed it. I didn't give it much of a chance, and I usually looked at it as, bleh, not for me. Although, funny enough, I did buy the Dreamcast version of it and played it there. And I liked it on Dreamcast, but still, I think the biggest problem I had is, back in those days, you couldn't just play San Francisco Rush The Rock at home. And that always bummed me out, I think. So when this came home on a decent console like Dreamcast, I was devastated. I just wanted to play, I mean, I was happy it came out, but I didn't care that much about this one. I wanted to play Rush the Rock. And then, of course, they did the, you know, Midway Arcade Treasures, which was cool. I even built or used like an old desk and made a little racing station with a CRT monitor, and put the PlayStation 2 next to it and tried to pretend I had an arcade set up like I'm kind of still doing today. And it was cool, but they remade the game. Rush the Rock on that collection is actually just a complete redo of the game, so the physics are a little off. Everything's a little off about it. It's not terrible, but it's not the arcade. And for the longest time, I could not emulate Rush the Rock. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Recovered? Nope. Dead. I could not emulate Rush the Rock without, you know, super high-end PC. Well, now, higher-end PCs, like this is a Core i5, the one I use in all my cabinets, these are $150 used on eBay. Like, I have tons of these PCs now. I've just bought them all up, put them in cabinets. I realized when I was cleaning out the closet, I have, what did I realize? I think I have 9 HP Elite Desk PCs that I've bought from eBay. And I love them. I mean, they're shockingly capable for the price range. You don't have to build a new PC. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that you can now play NBA Showtime smoothly on that PC. Don't have to lower the resolution or anything. It's running behind me over there. So these are very good PCs for emulation, and it finally opened up the door for me to appreciate this game. I started putting it, I put it on the Rush cabinet, or Star Wars cabinet. Put it on the Star Wars cabinet. Eventually I got tired of playing Rush the Rock, and I said, well, let me see what Rush 2049 is like, and I actually started to really, really like it. And I've been looking occasionally, like, first things first for me would be I want to get a Rush the Rock cabinet, but whenever there's time or room or the right deal pops up, I might actually buy one of these too. These are nice. I don't have room for it currently. I don't even have room for a Rush the Rock. At this moment, I have room for my Hydro Thunder and my soon-to-be-bought Killer Instinct cabinet, but oh, come on, he just totally screwed me right at the end. But anyway, because nothing really replaces that sit-down arcade feeling, and that's one of the biggest issues I have with Arcade 1-Up right now. They did a sit-down of Outrun. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I don't like the look of it. I want a real, like, feel. I want to feel the wheel jerking back, and with the prices they're charging for Arcade 1-Up cabinets, I'm not holding my breath, because if they really made one of those, we'd probably be looking at $1,200 minimum. So they're probably never going to make it. But you just can't replace that feeling of the real thing with these. You know, I have my Killer Instinct Arcade 1-Up, the modded one. It plays like the real arcade. People may try to argue with me on that, but, you know, I know that game pretty darn well. And I can tell you that other than running a little too fast at sometimes, it plays like the arcade. It feels good, the arcade controls feel good, all that stuff. What did I just do? Uh-oh, I did something. So that's kind of a, you know, I could replace that at home or replicate that at home. Sure, it'd be cool to have the real thing, and I will have the real thing, but for games like Mortal Kombat 2, maybe if I ever have room for the full-size cabs, I'd buy them if they, you know, the right deal came up, but Mortal Kombat 1 through 3, even 4 at this point, I have the arcade board and the Arcade 1-Up. It is the arcade game, just in a small package. That's kind of enough for me. And whenever I get a ton of space and maybe I have a ton of extra money and the right deal comes up, I'll just buy the real cabinet. But for now, those are okay. But this kind of experience, this is good. It's still nowhere near the feel of the real arcade, where the wheels got feedback, the seat has a subwoofer in it. It's stuff like that I really miss about arcades. Those experiences you really can't bring home. After I got the Sinden light guns, I feel like I'm not missing out anything on really any of my light gun cabinets. This thing performs just like the real arcade. Some of the games are not emulatable, whatever you want to say, and that sucks, but for the most part, it feels like I'm playing a light gun arcade cabinet, and I don't really have any issues with that. Now, purists will complain, and I get it. I wish I was cool enough to have all the space. I'm just not. Maybe one day. I am looking heavily into building the shedcade. We've talked about that on the channel before. The shedcade, the only way I can get away with doing the shedcade is make it a work purchase, and so in order to do that, and this is a legitimate thing, like, we run our businesses, technically it's still my parents' business, but when my mom retires, we're gonna have to fully operate the business from our house at the moment. Personally, I don't want to rent a space. I don't want to waste a ton of money, pay some other landlord's, you know, mortgage for the building and then never own anything, and just come out with a space that needs to be cleaned, needs to be kept up, needs to have equipment in there. You gotta have a fridge, you gotta have all this stuff, and eventually it just gets stupidly expensive. We've rented in the past. The biggest plus to renting a place, in my opinion, is there's two of them. No employees come into your house, which I can eliminate largely if, through careful planning here. I mean, right now my only employee is my cousin, so it's not that big a deal, but I plan to get more in the future. But no employees come into your house, and the fact that you can throw awesome parties when you have a space like that. We used to have a warehouse space. Uh-oh, hold on. No, I missed it. That's all right, landed it though. We used to have a warehouse space for our business. Nothing huge, but big enough to, we could pull trucks in, we could pull trailers in, park them and all that, and we had some awesome rock band parties. I had lights in there, I had drums, I had everything. I mean, that was before I had the big drum kit. But we were able to be very loud. It was later at night. We had a PA system that was just blasting. It wasn't like TV sound. I mean, this was like concert, small level concert stuff. And it was really cool to do that. And I really miss being able to do that because I'm kind of a weirdo about people being in my house. Like, there's I think a Seinfeld joke of you have a party just to have a ton of people come into your house and treat it like a hotel room for a night. It's like, that's not really for me. I'm very borderline germaphobe, but I don't care that much about germs. I just like my space where I can come home and know that the only filth in that place is from me, my wife, or my cat. And luckily, 2 of those are pretty clean. Lady Cag's not. The cat's pretty clean. Lady Cag can be a little dirty sometimes. She's gonna be mad if she ever happens to see this, but she just leaves things around. She's clean, but she likes to leave stuff around. But anyway, it's my little pig pen, and I don't want other pig pens in it, if that makes sense. I know I'm totally weird. Part of that comes from the pest control business. We've talked about that on other Gameplay Mondays, but you get to see how nasty some people are, and then the thought of them coming to your house and sitting on your furniture where I'm gonna sit in my boxers and a t-shirt freaks me out. I can't handle it. But that said, I will gladly, before COVID especially, I didn't wash my hands that much. So be sure to shake my hand if you meet me in public, by the way. I washed my hands working to get chemicals off of them, of course, things like that. But growing up, and even as an adult, I largely didn't wash before every single meal. It's just, you gotta have some funk in your life, but I don't want it in my house. That's my clean space. I can be dirty in public. I can come home and be clean here and feel very comfortable. But anyway, the shedcade, that's where I was going. So the shedcade, and I have to clear so many things before this ever becomes reality. But right now I'm looking at maybe a 10 by 16 or a 10 by 20 shed that will go in the backyard. There's a lot of money that has to go into it. I have no idea how much it's actually going to cost long run, but, oh, okay, I'm alive. Ooh, that was close. Long run, it's probably gonna be about $10,000, and that's my estimation now. So $10,000 plus whatever else is gonna pop up, because it always happens. What I need is, since I live in Texas, I need a shed, obviously. Then what I need beyond that is I need a ramp, because my yard's not perfectly level, so the front of this building is gonna be up a few steps, and that's gonna mean I need a ramp to get arcade games in. I'm not trying to carry 400-pound machines. First of all, getting them through the yard's already gonna be a hassle, and I've already thought of a fix for that, besides pouring a huge concrete path that would cost tons and tons of money. I'll get to that later, but I need a ramp to get them up and into the building, so that's a little deck that has to be built on the front of the building. It can't be too steep, so it's gonna get expensive. And then I also need insulation, I need drywall, I need an air conditioner. I need one of those mini split systems at least. I don't really wanna do a window unit because it's gonna block an area of the wall where, the mini split, I can mount it above some games or in an area where I know I won't ever put any games. But I've been trying to plan this out, looking at electrical needs. I need at least probably 3 or 4 breakers, 20 amp breakers in there. So I have to run electrical to the main panel. I fear it's gonna get so expensive it may never happen. And the only way I can do this, you guys may be able to tell if you haven't heard me complaining about, not complaining, but mentioning money issues lately and how everything's popping up at once. I don't have $10,000. I don't have enough money to buy the Arcade 1-Up Killer Instinct at the moment without feeling like irresponsible. I have the money to buy it, by the way. I'm not that bad off, but that's not money that's meant for that, So the only way this is gonna happen is if I can talk my parents into it, which sounds ridiculous, but she's already kind of entertained the idea. I told my mom, hey, we need to dedicate this room, will probably have to become the office for Lady Cag and what will eventually be me, because I want to move into the office more. So we need an office, and her room, like we each have our own, oh, I went the wrong way. We each have our own little hobby rooms in the house. Her room is mostly for crafting. Like it's already kind of sharing a workspace with a desk and everything, but she kind of needs a dedicated space, and I would too. So if I can get this thing built out back, which my parents have a decent shed that they store a lot of work-related stuff in. Theirs isn't quite as big, I don't think. I'm hoping to try to score this bigger one. 10 by 20 would be amazing. That'll future-proof it. I can fit, oh no. I can fit, I haven't even done the math, but I can fit several real arcade cabinets in there, which will take a long time for me to find and pay for one, with how expensive these things are getting. So it'll give me time to grow, and maybe by then, oh my God, look at that move. Maybe by then, by the time it's full, I may be in a position to just be like, we need to buy a new house, because I don't think we plan to stay here forever. You know, it's the first house we've ever bought, built brand new, and I can't see being here my entire life. I mean, we love our house. It's been nice, but we love our neighbors. We like I have a very wide street, which is awesome, especially with how many trailers I back in and out of the driveway on a daily basis practically. So that may hold me over is what I'm saying. And I'll still keep the arcade one-ups, you know, I mean, there's a chance that if I had a shedcade and I had a real Killer Instinct, I may or may not keep my arcade one-up Killer Instincts. We'll see. Now, that said, that is the most versatile arcade one-up I have, because the button layout is available, you know, pretty much any game out there can use that button layout, as long as it doesn't have like specialty controls. But so who knows, I'll probably end up keeping it until I need the space and all that. I hope that it happens. We'll see though. Well guys, I hope your Monday's going all right. Mine is, lately, man, I hate to keep complaining about the same stuff, but I have a feeling I'm never gonna get a break from work. Usually I get a break by now. This time of year, we're like, it's pretty slow, but it's been hotter than normal. The heat makes the bugs go nuts, and people just seem to have more money right now. I can't figure it out. Everything costs more. Excuse me, everything costs more, everything is hard to get, but people are just like on a spending spree, and I assume, I mean, that's good. I'm happy to have the money coming in. Could be the opposite, and we're like, man, I don't know if I can even buy this new Killer Instinct cabinet, but, or the real Killer Instinct from Ralph. That would be a bad position to be in, whereas I'm in the opposite, where it's like, I mean, the only reason I'm not buying the real arcade one-up, or the arcade one-up one, is because I don't know what Ralph's going to charge for the real KI, and I need to be sure I have enough cash. But otherwise, it's not like I'm hurting for money or anything. If I hadn't had to buy, you know, $2,000, or actually it's like $2,300 in mattress and new iPhone, I probably would be doing pretty good right now, but well, there you go. It's never enough money. I think that's what everyone realizes eventually. Which is probably why guys like Bezos just keep going. like, dude, if I had hundreds of billions of dollars, I'd be gone. I mean, I guess eventually you'd probably get tired of not, you know, I keep saying that stuff where it's like, oh yeah, why would anyone work? But you gotta have a purpose in life, and I would probably end up doing some form of work if I had tons of money, but either way, like, I'd stay out of the public eye, because God, you can't do anything right when you're rich. You just can't. Like, everyone hates your guts. You could donate money, you didn't donate enough, or you didn't donate it to the right place. Nobody loves you at that point. All right, let's see, I just did this one, so we got 2 more tracks left. Let's see what we're doing time-wise really quick. Oh, it's getting pretty long, so let's get moving. Here we go. But hopefully your Monday's going good. I'm sorry to have to record these not on Mondays, because I think I would have some pretty interesting complaints. Like last Monday, actually this entire last week. This is the week, if you saw me on Kong's R Us' channel, this is the week I'm recording this. It's Saturday, and which is good for me to record this stuff because I'm in a better mood, I guess. But this week has been completely insane. Monday, I was working late. I had to rush home. I had to go out with my, parents to eat. It was my mom's birthday on Monday, which I don't mind going out. Of course, got a good steak and had fun and all that. But got home at like 9 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock, I was like, I go to bed pretty early because I'm old. I don't know, I've always been old. I need a lot of sleep. I need like a good 8 hours usually. 7 or 8 hours, I feel great. And got that. Thought I was gonna die there. So then Tuesday comes around, it's another busy day, and I ended up doing that live stream, which I think went well. The Let's Go Shopping on Facebook Marketplace, which people got a good laugh. I still need to cut that up and edit it into like a highlight video, you know, kind of more funny stuff and keep it shorter. But that kept me busy till, you know, 8 or 9 at night or whatever it was, and it takes me a while to relax after that stuff. So I think I had to take something to sleep even. I was just like wired. Oh boy. Oh man, I can't believe I landed that. Then Wednesday comes around, and bright and early they're trying to deliver that new mattress. And I'm like, oh, come on guys. 7:40 in the morning they're calling us to deliver the mattress, and since I like to have a lot of sleep, I was asleep. But luckily my wife caught it. They weren't supposed to be here till like 8 and 12 or something, but they were calling it like, I think they started calling it 7:15 and got here at 7:40. I was like, Jesus guys, take it easy. But I immediately I didn't, you know, once again, back to my not liking to have people in the house. And I'm a nut about bed bug stuff. I had to inspect this brand new mattress and box spring set. So I said, put it in the garage, leave it wrapped up. And I went out there like a insane person with a flashlight, looked at every little inch of that mattress to make sure I didn't see any bugs in the folds or anything like that. And why would I worry about a new mattress, you ask? Well, think about this. When people deliver you a new mattress, what do they offer? They offer to take your old mattress, usually for free. It's like a bonus. You're like, yeah, please get rid of this thing. Well, not me, because I'm crazy. I didn't want that. While I was happy it was the first delivery of the day, there probably wasn't anyone else's mattress in the truck. You know, because these people could be like, please get rid of our bed bug infested mattress while we bought this new one. And I don't want this to happen to me. So anyway, so I inspected it thoroughly. Didn't find anything, thankfully, but we had to hike a king-size mattress up a flight of stairs, which we couldn't really get it through the opening of the stairs. We had to kind of compress it, and poor Lady Cag's trying to help, and she has injured her back years ago after chemo, which weakened her body in general, and she ended up, you know, hurting a disc in her back, you know, just out doing normal people things because she was so weakened from chemo. But I ended up hurting my back even that day, but nothing terrible. But we forced this thing up the stairs. I had to get all this done bright and early, and I had to get right back out the door to go to work. And around that time, I didn't know it at the time, but I was apparently getting sick, I guess, like some kind of cold or something, not COVID. And I'll get to more of that later, but not COVID. I was getting something, and it made me just so tired all day. I got through my work day early somehow, thankfully. Excuse me. I said I'm not doing anything the rest of the day. Of course, I come home, did chores and did all kinds of stuff to help Lady Cag out because she was also starting to come down with whatever I had. And by about 3 p.m., which I got home early, I was happy, I got some stuff done, but by 3 I started feeling like I was going to need to go to sleep. And I never nap. Like, I get a lot of sleep at night and I'm good. I can stay up all day long. If I nap, it's 15 minutes and I spring back up in great shape. But this, I don't know what happened. I didn't nap, but as the night went on, I couldn't stay awake. Like, I finally was like, I gotta go to bed. And we went to bed early, woke up. I never really felt bad. I had a headache, which made me think COVID. Had a headache, and I was like, well, I mean, whatever. I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think I was actually sick until I realized that Lady Cag was getting sick. And of course, she gets sick. Every time I get something, she gets it. And ever since chemo, she gets it 2 or 3 times worse. Sure enough, she's been feeling bad for the last several days. She got a COVID test. It was negative, which I assume means I was negative also, or she would have had that. So anyway, it's been fun, but Thursday rolls around and Kongs R Us asked me to be on his channel, which I'm not complaining about, by the way, B. I had a good time. It was cool to see his footage. He has 40 minutes of Killer Instinct Arcade 1-Up actual gameplay that he got to try out, and we were talking about that. But Thursday was another busy day. I just screwed this all up. I was completely wiped by then, and then Friday comes around. I was like, I'm wrapping this day up early, thankfully, because I did one of my appointments Thursday afternoon, which got me home extra late, but I got everything done, and I was like, of course, Lady Cag was sick, and we usually clean on Fridays, so I had to clean the whole house, do all the laundry, and after that, we're gonna take a break, watch a movie, and I felt bad because P-Dubs asked me to be on the Super Game Room dudes, but I had already told the Lady Cag that I am going to hang out with her. I hadn't seen her like most of the week, it felt like. We'd see each other at night, and that was it for like an hour before we went to bed. And I was like, we're going to do that. And since she had been feeling down and like sick and she'd been sleeping so much. She's like, I'm so tired of being in the house. I took her out that evening, just drove her around like a, like a little doggy in the car. She was having a good time. Got her a Frosty. She never eats Frosties, but anytime she has a sore throat, she loves a Wendy's Frosty. And we watched Shang-Chi, I think that's how you say it, on Disney Plus, which was nice. And actually, all I've done today is we went to the arcade in Austin, and that was it. It was very nice. And now I'm up here. Of course, I can't not do anything. I said I wasn't going to do anything channel related this weekend, but if I don't, I'm going to get way behind. So now I'm making videos. Luckily, this is easy. Playing video games and talking like an idiot. I can do that, right? Oh, whoa, look at these stylistic moves I got here. All right, we have gone for 26 minutes or so now, and we got one more lap. I really hope this helps your Mondays, guys. It seems to. I didn't know for sure if this series would ever be helpful to anybody, or if they'd be like, what is this idiot doing? Oh, I didn't even see all those. Oh, this is fun. I think this is a loop. Hold on. Oh, more coins. Yeah, double loop. Ah, I missed the coin. I don't even want to screw this up, though. Crap, I'm dead. Nope. Oh, there was another secret. I missed it. I'm sure you guys have been screaming. I don't know these levels nearly as well, but if you're a big fan of this game, I've missed a lot of secrets. I'm certain of that. Oh, crap. Yeah, dead. Looks like that's where he died, too. So I hope this does help your Monday. People have said it helps, which I appreciate, and it's weird to hear that stuff sometimes because, I don't know, the idea that somebody can watch me do this and talk makes, I get the feeling because I have that feeling too with some channels that I just watch. I don't watch a lot of Arcade 1-Up channels, which no offense to any of the other guys that do this, it's just I do this now, and I just don't want to sit down and usually watch it unless there's some big news coming out. So I miss a lot of the stuff that everyone else seems to see, and I just don't follow it that closely. But I do watch, arcade-related channels. I definitely watch Ralph's channel, especially now that he's pivoted more to real arcades, which is truly my main interest. And maybe one day I'll be moving that way too, which I think, oh, that was weird. I think that actually hurts some channels that make that, what the heck? I think it hurts some channels that make that switch. Like I think Ralph's even talked about a few people have lost interest, which I get it. You guys may not care about real arcades, but that's really what I care the most about is the funny thing. That's why I'm trying to replicate these at home while I don't have space, and these kind of let me do that. But ultimately, I'm all about the real arcade cabinets, and I honestly don't even know. Ooh. Did I just win? There we go. Win. Honestly, don't even know if I'll buy another Arcade 1-Up cabinet. I mean, maybe the Killer Instinct. Now, if they come out with something that shocks me, they may do that. There's very possibly going to be something that I just can't say no to. I'll buy one. I'm not, against Arcade 1-Up in any way, but if you guys look around on the channel, I don't have a stock Arcade 1-Up cabinet. They're all modded, so I don't buy them for what they put out. At least I haven't in the past for the most part. I buy them for the shell and what I can turn it into, so... But they're starting to make stuff I'm into, so you never know. Killer Instinct could just be the first of many. They could release something that would blow me away. I fully thought I was going to buy the T2 cabinet if those guns were attached and they were like the real arcade, but they're not. So I can't do anything with it. It's not worth me buying. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun playing this game. I'm going to actually do another racing game right after this. I'm going to record it right after this because I don't get a chance to record off this cabinet very often. There's a chance I might even record a couple of them and just hang on to them because I want to do more of these. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know how your Monday's going. I do like to hear that stuff. I don't just say that. Sometimes people have really interesting Mondays and some people have bad ones, which I always feel bad about. But maybe something good happened to you today. Just let us know. Thank you, guys. And subscribe if you're new, if you're just running across this. I hope you had a good time watching, and I'll see you guys on the next Gameplay Monday or the next video. Thanks for watching.